From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 13th, 2022. Joseph's tomb, the holy site that was vandalized this weekend by Palestinian rioters, was repaired today. Israeli construction teams accompanied by IDF forces arrived at the site to conduct the restoration and repair. The IDF tweeted that the Israeli forces came under attack during the operation, writing earlier this week Palestinians vandalized the Joseph's Tomb religious site. Today, IDF soldiers secured the area while the site was repaired. Hundreds of Palestinians hurled rocks and Molotov cocktails at the soldiers, who responded with riot dispersal means and fire. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett today responded to remarks made by Knesset member Bezalel Smotrich against members of Bennett's government. Smotrich had told Kan Public Radio yesterday, "I maintain that anyone who is part of this government doesn't need to be brought into a synagogue," claiming Bennett's government is harming everything holy in Israel, referring to Bennett building a coalition with Arab and with left-wing parties. Well, Bennett told a conference today the choice was between facing endless elections or to form a government with people with views that are very, very different from ours. But Bennett told the gathering, "Do you know what I discovered? Even people with very different views deeply love the state of Israel and this land." And referencing Smotrich's synagogue remark, he added, "What is this? That a Jew should boycott another Jew in synagogue as a certain politician has called for? For this, our previous state was destroyed 2,000 years ago. Therefore," he said, "I call on everyone. Let us unite against the external enemy. The enemy is not internal, but external, the terrorists who are trying to break our spirit. They will not break our spirit. Nobody will break our spirit if we are stronger together." Police in France arrested two men related to an investigation of the death of a Jewish man earlier this year. 31-year-old Jeremy Cohen was hit by a tram in a suburb of Paris in February in what was initially deemed to be a traffic accident. However, Cohen's family released video footage earlier this month showing there was possibly more to it. It shows Cohen, who was wearing a kippah, trying to get away from a group of attackers who targeted him reportedly for being Jewish. His family and prosecutors calling for the incident to be investigated as an anti-Semitic attack. And prosecutors told French news agency AFP that two suspects, aged 27 and 23, were now in custody. Jewish comedian and actor Gilbert Gottfried has died. Gottfried was known for a number of TV shows and films like Problem Child, Look Who's Talking To, and Aladdin. His family posted on social media yesterday, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our beloved Gilbert Gottfried after a long illness." In addition to being the most iconic voice in comedy, they wrote, Gilbert was a wonderful husband, brother, friend, and father to his two young children. Although today is a sad day for all of us, please keep laughing as loud as possible in Gilbert's honor. Gottfried was 67 years old. The Times of Israel reports that President Isaac Herzog is hosting an Iftar meal, which marks the end of fasting during the holy Muslim month of Ramadan on its 12th day. Expected guests include head of the Ram Party, Mansour Abbas, and the United Arab Emirates ambassador to Israel, Mohammed Al-Khaja. Herzog also hosted the government unit for the coordination of the struggle against racism today for the International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination held a few weeks ago. The unit, which is part of Israel's Ministry of Justice, works to eliminate racism in Israeli society. And Herzog told the gathering, every citizen, no matter his or her skin color, ethnicity, kippah or no kippah, gender, nationality, or sexuality, that everyone merits equal treatment, equal service, equal recognition in state institutions on behalf of us all, as part of the nation's sovereignty and government. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, April the 13th at 7 o'clock. It's Talmud Study. At 7:30, film director Michael Levine talks about his documentary Streit, Matzah and the American Dream, chronicling the final historic year of the last family-owned matzah bakery in America. That's with Judy Gelman Myers. At 8, the late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks explains how the Jewish people are the people of the book. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with author Abigail Pogrebin on L'chaim. At 10, a look at Jonathan Safran Foer's new American Haggadah. And coming up next, it's Thinking Out Loud. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, April the 13th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.